Hello everyone, my name is Tina Persinger. I am reporting once again from my testing site in Central Fairbanks located off of Airport Road. My testing site is situated in a neighborhood within close proximity to the Chena River. For the week-long analysis, I took my recordings mid to late afternoon, roughly between 2 and 4 p.m. These were taken 5 days in a row, beginning on Tuesday, January 31st, and ending on Saturday, February 4th. Please note that the maximum and minimum temperatures were mistakenly taken over the course of a 15-minute period versus a day-long period as intended. This will be corrected on the next week-long observation. Starting with temperatures on Tuesday, January 31st, my left probe read 10.1 degrees while the right read 10.9 degrees. The left had a maximum of 10.4 and a minimum of 10.0 degrees, while the right had a maximum of 10.9 and a minimum of 10.6 degrees. In this case, my right probe read a slightly warmer temperature through the short observation period, though all temperatures are still fairly consistent. On Wednesday, February 1st, my left probe read 12.3 while the right read 14.7 degrees. The left had a maximum of 12.9 and a minimum of 12.21 degrees, while the right had a maximum of 14.9 and a minimum of 13.8 degrees. In this reading, the left probe had a roughly 2-degree difference than the right, each having roughly 1-degree difference between their minimum and maximum. On Thursday, February 2nd, both probes read 0.7 degrees. The left had a max of 1.1 with a minimum of 0.6 degrees, while the right had a max of 0.8 with a minimum of 0.5 degrees. This recording was fairly consistent. On Friday, February 3rd, the left probe read 2.3 degrees, while the right read 3.1 degrees. The left had a max of 2.5 with a minimum of 2.2 degrees. The right had a max of 3.1 degrees with a minimum of 2.8 degrees. This reading shows each probe roughly 1 degree apart while staying consistent within itself. On the last day of observation, Saturday, February 4th, both probes read 2.3 degrees. The left read a max of 2.6 with a minimum of 2.0 degrees. The right read a max of 2.4 with a minimum of 2.2 degrees. This recording was fairly consistent. Once again, please note that these maximum and minimum temperatures were mistakenly based off of a 15-minute period. When comparing my readings to the National Weather System data, it appears my readings were fairly consistent with the exception of day 2 or February 1st. Moving on to barometric pressure, my readings stayed within the range of 1,029 and 1,048 millibars. The first day was at 1,033 millibars with a temperature of roughly 10 degrees. February 1st was at 1,046 millibars and a temperature of roughly 13 degrees. February 2nd read 1,048 millibars with a temperature of 0.7 degrees. February 3rd read 1,039 millibars with a temperature of roughly 3 degrees. Lastly, on February 4th, the barometric pressure read 1,029 millibars with a temperature of 2.3 degrees. This group of recordings displays no correlation between the barometric pressure and temperature due to the fact that the highest pressure was on the coldest day while the second highest pressure was on the warmest day. We can also see that my readings for barometric pressure were consistent with that of the National Weather System. The wind and cloud cover stayed fairly consistent over a 5-day period. The first day of observation had a slight breeze, also known as a 2 on the Beaufort number scale. This was noted by the noticeable breeze on my face as well as small chunks of snow occasionally blowing off of a roof nearby. The sky was about half covered with light fluffy clouds located higher up, likely cirrus clouds. The second day of observation indicated a similar slight breeze as noted on the first day with clear blue skies. Days 3 and 4 both indicated calm winds or a 0 on the Beaufort number scale, noted by the lack of facial breeze and smoke rising vertically. Both days also displayed clear blue skies. The fifth day was calm with a very light breeze, noting a number 1 on the Beaufort number scale. The degree of breeze was noted by the feeling on my face not quite strong enough to move my hair. The sky had a few light-colored clouds that appeared to be higher up, likely cirrus clouds once again. Moving on to the weather maps, my first day of observation displays slight cloud cover as seen over the interior. Days 2 and 3 both indicate high pressure in the interior. This correlates with my readings due to the fact that they were both my 2 highest barometric pressure readings. Day 4 on Friday shows very light cloud cover with the high pressure moving away from the interior. This once again is consistent with my readings as they did drop on the 4th day. Day 5 displays the high pressure did move away from the interior with slightly more cloud cover than the few days prior, which is also consistent with my readings. Looking at January 31st overall, the visible map displays little sunlight, while the infrared map shows slight cloud cover, once again consistent with my observations that day. The water vapor map indicates no precipitation with the dark blue shades, which is also what I gathered with my observation.